Hey peeps, welcome to the channel. My name's Sian and I started Kittenish Behaviour in 2010 as a blog about my dating exploits when I was living in London. Obviously over the years it's morphed into something very, very different, and it's now a sewing channel and business. I do lots of different things, from tutorials, fabric hauls, finished makes, reviews, top tips, lots of other things as well. Styling videos I've started getting into and really enjoying. The channel is definitely morphing and changing with my interests and things that I enjoy. The channel itself started out as a paper crafting channel, so again, very different to what you see now. I know there's loads of new subscribers here, so welcome and thank you very much for joining the peeps. It's a great way to support the channel, as is liking, subscribing, asking questions, interaction on videos. It's all things that the algorithm absolutely loves. That's why you will find all of your favorite YouTubers doing the calls to action in pretty much every video that you watch. Another really good way of supporting the channel is Patreon, and Patreon is something that I started quite a while ago now, and still am blown away by the amount of you that actually subscribe to Patreon and support me in that way. It is absolutely amazing. I do get emails quite frequently from you guys just asking exactly what Patreon is, so I thought I would do an updated video for you all. Basically, Patreon is a crowdfunding support method for your favorite YouTube channels. I myself am a patron of quite a few channels that I love, and depending on the tier that you join, you get different rewards each month from your favorite creators. So for me, I have 5 tiers. The first tier is the $2 Kitten tier, and that gives you access to the Patreon page. You'll get to watch the exclusive behind the scenes waffles. They're usually one a week. I'll also shout your name out in the first hangout after you've joined, and you will be credited in any Patreon supported videos that get put up, and whenever possible you will get early access to any scheduled videos, although the way that my editing schedule works at the moment, there aren't very many that get put up ahead of the actual release date, so that is something that I'm hoping to work on. But yes, that is the $2 Kitten tier. Now ideally every single one of my subscribers would sign up for that tier, and just think of the videos I could make. I could afford an editor, I could do the fabric shopping world tour. It would be amazing. Now I appreciate that that actually isn't going to happen, but the $2 tier is a really great way of supporting my channel if you enjoy seeing what I do and want to see a little bit behind the scenes as well. As I say, I'm a patron of other people's, and I really enjoy this crowdfunding method for supporting channels that I love, so I have one too. But yeah, it always blows me away that you guys actually do subscribe. Next up we have the Cat's Whiskers tier, and you get all of the same benefits as the Kitten tier, but you also get a say in future projects. Now this year I am going to be putting up a vote every other month, and it will be either for the next sew along pattern, what fabric I should use for a specific pattern, what type of bag you want to see me make next. The different votes that go up are varied, and the results have always been very interesting, and some of the votes have resulted in me trying patterns that have ended up being my favorites. The 5951 is an example of that, so I have a lot to thank the $5 Cat's Whiskers tier for, so thank you very much. And again, all of the details for Patreon and all of the other ways of supporting the channel will be listed in the description down below. Next we have the Cat's Ears tier, which is $10 per month, and you get all of the previous mentioned benefits, but you also get access to the weekly Zoom call. Now on Patreon it says it's going to be twice a month, but it's ended up being every week because I really enjoy this. It's a lot of fun hanging out with like-minded people that also enjoy sewing, and we end up sitting and chatting about all sorts of things whilst working on our separate projects. Currently they are on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. for my time, so GMT currently, and that has been a time that's worked quite well for most people. I'm happy to stagger and change the times depending on who wants to join and whereabouts in the world that they are, so I'm trying to make it accessible for everybody, but currently 8 p.m. on a Wednesday seems to work the best, which is the one that I have been doing the most regularly. And then we have the final tier. Well, technically it's not the final tier, but it's the final tier that I actually expect anyone to possibly join, and that is the Kitten male tier for $15 per month, and you get all of the above mentioned benefits from the cat's ears tier and down to kittens, but this one you also get a yearly gift. I have a bag of goodies that I have been collecting and making and putting together over the last year. I will send them out once a year. I don't have a specific date when I send them, but as long as you are in the tier the month that I do send it out, you will get the little gift from me. It's just a few little bits and pieces that I've collected and made and thought about and seen, and just thought, you know, that's fun, that's a little bit of me, so you will get a yearly gift from me as well. There is a cat's pajama tier, which is very expensive. I appreciate it. It's $400, and I don't expect anyone to sign up monthly for that. You can sign up for that for 1 month and then drop down to a different tier if you want to, but for that $400 you will be able to get a wallet made of your choice. It's the necessary clutch wallet, and you can choose the fabrics, the hardware, anything that you would like. I used to do this quite a lot, and I have made a lot of them, but it was at a much lower price point, and I think I actually ended up spending money rather than making any money for the channel on that tier, which is why the price is raised to $400. I appreciate that is a very large chunk of change, and I don't really expect anyone to take me up on that, but I just thought I would mention that that tier is there if anybody would like their very own custom made Kittenish Behaviour NCW. So that is Patreon, and that's a quick behind the scenes look at the different tiers and what they entail for Patreon. You can sign up yearly, and there is a 5% discount if you sign up for your tier for the year, or you can sign up monthly, whichever you would prefer. Patreon really has been an absolute lifesaver for me, especially over the last year. I know there's a lot of creators have mentioned this, but YouTube's ad revenue took a massive hit last year for various reasons, and it wasn't just me doing something wrong on the channel, and it wasn't anybody else doing anything wrong. It was an overarching thing that happened. So crowdfunding things like Patreon are an absolute godsend to tiny channels like mine and other creators that you may enjoy. So if it is something that is in your budget and that you can afford, I highly recommend. As I say, I'm a patron myself of other channels. I really enjoy the content that they offer, the little behind the scenes sneaky peeks and glimpses, early access to videos, and also my name in lights on some of their videos as well as a supporter. So if you would like to support the channel and me, then all the details are listed in the description down below. If you've made it to the end, thank you so much for watching this video, and for everybody that has subscribed to my Patreon over the years, thank you so much. It makes a huge difference and makes what I do totally possible. So thank you very much for being a patron of the Kittenish Behaviour channel. It is very much appreciated.